Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Transfers with Ash, here to bring you some more updates on what's been going on over the last week in terms of transfers for Arsenal Football Club. It's been quite a quiet week again. The market's not really moving, which is kind of what was to be expected, obviously, because of the World Cup. A lot of our players are still at the World Cup. A lot of players that we're interested in are still at the World Cup. But pre-season's coming fast. It's coming very fast. I believe the players are going to start official pre-season training on the 20th of July. However, I believe a group of senior players and younger players are going to be going to Marbella next week. So that might include the likes of Max Stallman. It could include the likes of Lewis Skelly, Ethan, Timber, Ben White, Norgard. These types of players could all be involved in that. So yeah, we need to get things moving because the season's going to be approaching us fast. It's going to be a short pre-season, a pre-season like not really any other. We've only got 4 games, and I've realised yesterday that they're all in August. So we're going to be playing about 4 games within 12 days to prepare for the season. So yeah, it's going to be a strange one. But yeah, I really do think we need to get a move on, and we're going to have to start on some bad news, which is the Jeremy Monga deal that we all thought was completely not signed, but pretty much done. And we were waiting for the announcement type of thing. But no, City swooped in and they've taken him. They've completed the hijack. We couldn't agree a fee with Leicester. Leicester were asking for circa 10 mil. We weren't willing to pay more than about 6 mil. I don't know if we were looking to go down the tribunal route, which you can do with younger players. I believe I've heard, and you can look at this from 2 different angles, that ultimately he's a very, very talented young player, but you're buying potential. And ultimately he's playing for a club in League One now. And we were looking at the fee that Liverpool bought Rio Ungamoa from Chelsea for, which worked out, I think, at about 2.8 mil. Probably there's going to be add-ons in the future if he exceeds certain things. But we were looking at that and we were thinking, yeah, we're not going to go more than 6 mil. City have come in and completely trumped that. It's looking like 10 mil rising to 12 mil with add-ons. And I believe he's completing his medical. So my first initial response was we just dragging our feet, and it's typical Arsenal, just taking too long and someone comes and swoops in, especially City, who have Maresca, who's announced now, and he's worked with the kid before. We sold him the project, everything was ready to be signed, and we just couldn't agree the deal. So it's very disappointing in that regard, and the fact that our rivals have come in and swooped him, that's very frustrating. But if it is a case of us being disciplined with our finances, I kind of understand it, but it's also frustrating because you've got clubs like City that just can do what they want. And I feel like we are in a position where we could operate like that. It's 6 mil. It's 4 to 6 mil. Just pay the money. But yeah, hopefully that one don't come and bite us because he's looking like a really big talent. So, but yeah, that one's gone now. Jeremy Monga's going to City. And then in terms of the concrete news, the only other one is of an outgoing player, which is Leandro Trossard. He's obviously at the World Cup with Belgium at the moment, so nothing's finalised, but we've agreed a deal with Beşiktaş, which works out at about 17 mil. And I believe he's agreed to the deal, is going to be one of the best paid players in Turkey. So yeah, it's a good deal for Leo. I'm happy for him, and it's more a feeling of gratitude. Well, I know some people are looking at the price saying you could get more for him, etc. And maybe we could have. And I know there were English clubs interested, but apparently he said he doesn't want to go to an English club out of respect for the club. And he will go down as a legend. He came and has been so consistent. He's done so well for us since he's come in. One of the best January signings you're going to see. And he's come up with so many important goals in so many games, and none other than that West Ham goal. That was huge. That pretty much won us the title. So big up Leo, man. He goes with our blessing, and we thank him because he was a massive part of us winning the league. He's still a top player as well. He's performing really well at the World Cup. So yeah, man, I'm really, really, really happy for him to go and get that payday that he deserves. But it will be sad to see him leave, and we're gonna have to replace him. We will really have to replace him with a top winger. None of this penny pinching on average wingers. We have to go and sign someone top, because Leo could still start for us. Top player. So yeah, let's see what we do in regards to that. But yeah, that's Trossard out the door. And then yeah, in terms of other outgoings, I believe Kepa has asked to leave, which is understandable. He wants to be a first team goalkeeper. Completely understand it. Not too much movement in that regard. I believe Inter were linked, but they've kind of rubbished those rumours. So I'm not sure where he's going to go. And Ben White as well. We know that Everton are interested in him. He's obviously recovering from his injury that he got at the end of the season. Whether he goes or not still remains to be seen. But yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. And then in terms of incomings, I'm hoping the Bruno Guimarães talks actually progress now that he's out of the World Cup. Brazil obviously got eliminated by Norway. We understand that he is open to the deal, and we are looking at maybe about £70 million, which is, I think, perfectly fine. So if we can go and do that deal and do it quickly, especially now, like I said, he's out of the World Cup, let's go and do that. Morgan Rogers, we're hearing that Villa want about 130 mil. I can't remember if I mentioned that last week, but 130 mil, absolutely not. No, I'm not interested. I know he's our top target and the club are willing to spend big money on him. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm actually warming more to Barcola in terms of a natural winger, but he's also going to cost around about that price, which is just mental, man. But like I've said before, we have to keep up with the market. This is just what it is, unfortunately. So if we've got the money, go and spend it. And yeah, that's really it at the moment. There's been some rumours and talks. I'm not sure how true it is, but it was from a credible source, and that we're interested in Wan-Bissaka as a fullback, a backup right back. I can't even say the words properly. It's just like, it's so underwhelming. I hope that's not true. I'm hearing he's on a long list of right backs that we're looking at. Yeah, let's just keep that one to the bottom of that list. And that's really it at the moment. There's not too much going on. Like I said, hopefully we get some news in the short future, and we get moving, because like I said, this market is a different one, and time is coming. Pre-season is on its way. It's around the corner. So yeah, let's see what the club do. But yeah, my number one, I need to see that Bruno Guimarães deal done, because like I said before, him and Rice together in that midfield, and even with Rice's injuries, he's obviously struggling at the World Cup. We're going to need someone that can come in and actually play instead of him for a little bit to start the season. So Bruno Guimarães can do that. He can definitely do that. So yeah, that's a deal I think we have to do. We have to do it. So yeah, let's see what we do. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next week for another episode. Take care.